I know it's still a bit too early, but we can actually rank all the 9mm handguns in the market this 2024 from worst to best. Of course, this will be another controversial video that I'm sure will attract a lot of hate and objections. But oh well, that's part of the grind, and I still have to give my piece to you, one way or another. At the end of the day, I still believe that not all guns are the same. I'm just doing my best to give you my insights on which one to get and which ones you should probably avoid. With that being said, what's up everyone? This is your boy Ted from Line 45. In this episode, I will be ranking all the 9mm handguns available in the market this 2024, starting from the shabby ones to the guns that grab the attention of the firearms market due to their exceptional quality. Before we get underway, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. I know it feels like a hassle, but those simple clicks mean a lot for my channel. Now, let's return to the video. FMK 9C1 G2. I want to start with the gun they dubbed as the American-made Glock, whatever that means. However, for a company to make this claim, it has to back it up. After all, a lot of notoriously good firearms have been already touted as Glock killers, but couldn't make a dent in Glock's reputation. FMK isn't an exactly new firearms manufacturer, but the reason you haven't heard of it yet is that the company isn't in the mainstream. It's also further aggravated by the fact that it only has two guns in production, which are the 9C1 G2 semi-auto handgun and the JRC, which is a 9mm carbine. In particular, the 9C1 G2 is patterned Glock 19. I mean, there's no need to verify this, as once you place the two guns side by side, their similarities are pretty stark. Of the two, the 9C1 G2 is slightly the smaller one, and only has a 14+1 capacity, instead of the 15+1 capacity of the Glock 19. For starters, the 9C1 G2 is ambidextrous, so if you are a lefty, this gun isn't for you. Its trigger has a substantial uptake, and it's pretty squishy, in my opinion. There's no such thing as a crisp wall. I also hate that its frame has an unrefined finish, and there are small yet noticeable marks on the surface, which I assume came from the injection molding process. Another pet peeve of mine is the guide rod on this pistol. I have no problems with it being made from polymer. My real concern is that it's too thin. Because of this, the gun has a snappy recoil, which in turn affects its overall accuracy. SCCY CPX2. The SCCY CPX2 is still on the market today, and apparently it has satisfied several buyers, probably due to its low price and acceptable performance. Still, this is not a subcompact gun, but I will recommend it to you right from the get-go. If you have a low budget, go with a Taurus G2C instead. It's far more reliable and better than the SCCY CPX2. Well, to be fair, the CPX2 has a degree of reliability on it. When finely tuned, these 9mm shots are pretty consistent. One distinct feature of this pistol is that it uses a double-action-only firing mechanism. Not many are huge fans of it, especially when we are talking about a gun meant for concealed carry purposes. In particular, its pull weight is about 9 pounds. Fortunately, it's smooth, but heck, it's just too heavy. It's also lightweight at roughly 15 ounces or so. But because it's light, it's a bit snappy, and you need to deal with that one if you choose to get this pistol. Then, there's also the trigger issue that plagues the SCCY CPX2. I can overlook the heavy trigger, but I can't give a pass to its reset. It's very susceptible to short stroking, and there's no indicator that will let you know if the trigger is about to reset. Even a minuscule amount of grime could affect the trigger mechanism of the CPX2. Also, the gun has some reliability problems, and that's something I can't downplay anymore, even if you are going to convince me to do otherwise. The gun ceases to function properly after successfully shooting a number of rounds, and it's not an isolated case. Many CPX2 pistols I've tried in the past have this concern, so in 2024, you might want to avoid this handgun entirely. Hi-Point C9. The last of the worst 9mm handguns of 2024 is the Hi-Point C9. I mean, there are still other guns that are particularly terrible out there, but I want to end the list of bad guns with the Hi-Point C9. To be honest, I really hate my mouth for saying that the C9 is a bad pistol. There's a part of me that enjoys shooting this little thing, but hey, I am just going to be as objective as possible here. The C9 is the same size as the Glock 19, almost the same to be exact. However, it is significantly heavier, especially when fed with a full-loaded mag. Now, a lot of you might think that its weight is actually its advantage. Supposedly this should be the case, but the C9 is troubled with reliability problems. You are already lucky if you can empty a full mag without sustaining one or two jams or misfeeds. Plus, it's a bit concerning that for a gun that has a similar dimension as the Glock 19, the C9 can only hold up to 8 rounds of 9mm. Keep in mind that the Glock 19 has a standard capacity of 15 plus 1 rounds, so I can't really find any good excuse for the C9. In a nutshell, the capacity of the C9 is similar to the 45 ACP pistol, and for a 9mm handgun, that's a bad comparison. Keep in mind that the 9mm should have the capacity advantage over larger cartridges, such as the 45 ACP or 10mm. So it really makes me wonder how the High Point got its low capacity. And the fact that the C9 has a bad accuracy doesn't help its reputation either. It doesn't guarantee sure hits at point target distances. So, between this gun and my fists, I think I will just try my luck with my knuckles when handling business. Now, let's go to the opposite side of the spectrum. I'll give you my picks for the best 9mm handguns in 2024. TISAS 1911 Nightstalker DS steel frame. I love double-stack 1911 pistols, but they are always expensive. Well, most of them. Fortunately, TISAS introduced the Nightstalker DS steel frame in the market. As its name suggests, the all-new Nightstalker is in a double-stack configuration and has a 17-round capacity. It's a Turkish pistol, but it is currently being imported into the United States by SDS Imports. As I've implied earlier, the gun isn't as expensive as other double-stack pistols. It's about $900 per piece, and in the grand scheme, that's already inexpensive for a gun like this. Keep in mind that the 2011 pistols of Staccato cost more than $2,000, so you can really see the stark difference in their prices here. The Nightstalker DS steel frame is a single-action, hammer-fired gun with a 4-inch threaded barrel and steel frame. The frame includes a polymer grip module that allows for a secure yet comfortable hold on the pistol. Its slide is cut for optics, and it caters to red dots with RMSC footprints. A standard choice here would be the Holosun 507K. I can't complain about this pistol. For its price, it shoots and feeds like a premium gun. It has decent accuracy too, especially since it has a good trigger, substantial ergonomics, and well-balanced construction. It shoots like a 1911, but not at a price that would hurt your budget. Canic TTI Combat. For a 9mm handgun, I can't ignore the Canic TTI Combat. The pistol was introduced to the market at SHOT Show 2024 and really attracted a lot of buyers. Just because it's made in collaboration with Terran Tactical Innovations doesn't mean that it's a custom-made 9mm handgun. It just boasts fancy features for a price that wouldn't exploit your savings. A price of less than $1,000 for a gun with the same quality as the Canic TTI isn't actually a bad deal. I already got this pistol after months of queuing for it. While the wait was a bit long, it didn't disappoint me at all. For starters, the Canic TTI Combat uses a new frame, one that hasn't been used in other Canic pistols. Obviously, it's still a polymer frame, but it has more aggressive grip texturing and interchangeable back straps for improved ergonomics and customization. 2 mags come with these pistols. Both of them hold 18 rounds, but there's also a +3 base pad that further extends the capacity of the gun to 21 rounds. It also has a mag well, serrated ambidextrous slide release, and interchangeable magazine releases that simplify its operation. The gun also favors a flat-face trigger with a crisp break and short reset. The design allows better control and shooting accuracy. Terran Butler also decided to incorporate a fluted and ported 4.6-inch barrel into this pistol, but this time, with a removable barrel compensator that utilizes this proprietary lock-unlock system to manage the gun's recoil and muzzle rise. As a result, the gun shoots flatly and accurately. As I expected, the gun was really fun to shoot, and one that didn't bother me with feeding or jamming problems. Walther PDP Compact Steel Frame. I'm sorry, but I want to go all out right from the get-go. The Walther PDP Compact Steel Frame is one of the latest firearms introduced by Walther Arms in 2024. There's a full-size version of this gun, and that one has a 5-inch match-grade barrel. But this time, it allowed me to focus on its little brother. I want to be succinct, so let me say that it's a pistol that blew off my expectations. I mean, the gun doesn't appear to be extravagant despite the fact that it's designed to be ergonomic. For a compact gun, I can even say that it's a bit chunky for its size. Plus, it uses a steel frame, so even with an empty mag, it already weighs over 2 pounds. I am not sure if everyone is willing to carry a gun as heavy as this on a regular basis. But if you can do so, then good. You will be able to enjoy the prolific accuracy and reliability of this pistol. The heft of the gun ensures that it has a natural means of mitigating recoil. It's not difficult to shoot either, as it comes with adequately textured grip panels that let you wrap the gun as comfortably as possible. And the way I see it, I think this pistol is geared for large-handed gunners. All of the things I love about the polymer PDP are present in its metal variant. The slide has deeply scalloped serrations, and there's also a reversible magazine catch button and ambidextrous slide-stop levers that make the gun extra easy to use. Even if you don't mount optics to this pistol, its 3-dot iron sights are more than sufficient to hit targets accurately from 15 to 25 yards. The Walther PDP Compact steel frame is expensive. At around $1,700, it's not an easy buy for many. But if you can afford it, you won't regret having it. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more gun videos like this, just click the subscribe button and notification bell. Take care and stay safe.